All right, all right, all right. Okay, I was having a hard time getting this started, but here we are. Here we are. Listen, Married to Medicine. We're going to do a little bit of that too. This is really my review for Married to Medicine, but we're going to do some talking because this all ties into the show last night and real time. The real, the real Miss Quad, she got it. Webb actually showed up. Listen, I was getting a little bit nervous. I said, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it. So for the last 2 episodes, I've been fussing about Quad and how she's been moving and how she's been coming across and all of that. And I was getting very nervous. Last thing I said, and it pained me to have to say it, I said, I think she needs to go talk to somebody. She needs to find Miss Quad. I don't know who we're dealing with, but she needs to go and find Miss Quad. I even went so far as to reach out and say maybe they need to bring Mariah back because maybe Mariah's presence will trigger Miss Quad, she got it to actually return because this new Quad, I was not a fan. I ain't got no sugar for it, and I said that. I got no sugar coat for it or anything. That, whatever that Quad was that we've been dealing with, I hope she done checked that lady and stuffed her in her closet because that's not the Miss Quad that I fell in love with, not at all. So dig this. Last night in real time, okay, live, over there at Messy Bravo Andy's place. Child, Miss Quad, come on. First of all, I'm gonna get to the show review. Okay, so this is season 12, episode 7. I'm gonna do the show review, but you'll see how this all ties in. In real time, Miss Quad showed up. Miss Quad also showed up at the show. The show was just as mess shit show. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was time. But listen, she showed up. Miss Quad was over there. She was over there live in real time with Gizelle Bryant. Now, I just took up for Gizelle on another video earlier this week. But Gizelle, you know you a mess. Giselle and Robin that sat down and did this, and this was a while back, in their little podcast that they did, and everything was cool. They come out, you know how the girls be chopping it up and with Andy, and you know how the show goes. And they had Sharice's son from over there and from Potomac. The show was what it was, usually, okay? And Quad was cool. But then the real Miss Quad, the THEE, the real Miss Quad show. See, the Miss Quad is a real life drag queen. Catch what I'm telling you. The Miss Quad is a real life drag queen, biologically made. She is what the drag queens actually are striving to be. That's who she is. She be beat, she be ready, she be on point, and she'll read you down. And she holds grudges, and she be waiting. What we seen in real time on Bravo Andy, What Happens Live last night, coming through Miss Quad Webb was if on site was a person. Child, Gizelle and Robin went on that show and talked shit about Married to Medicine, and Quad been stewing in it. She been stewing in it, and she was sitting around. That heifer been sitting around waiting till she got in Gizelle's presence and bitches on site. And when she seen her, she questioned her about what she had to say. She questioned her about what she had to say. And Gizelle didn't raise to the occasion. Gizelle got the backpedaling and pussy popping and throwing Robin up underneath the bus. Oh no, Robin said it. Oh no, Robin said it. Now, let's just get into that. And what was said basically was that Married to Medicine was recycling girls. Talking about Miss Angel. Talking about Miss Angel and Miss Phaedra. That they were scratching and surviving. So they run around hanging in the child line, pulling girls from other shows to try to help them out. Quad didn't like that. Because remember, Quad is OG status, Married to Medicine. She's been there from the very beginning, from the very first episode. So, yeah, it's personal when you start talking shit about the show. And Quad had to pull her together and was like, girl, recycling. Trying to catch ourselves. Honey, and she threw it out there real nice and nastily. Real nice and nastily. Honey, our numbers are better than y'all's. Listen, I can't say that I disagree. I have walked off from Real Housewives of Potomac 3 seasons in a row. 3 seasons in a row, I have literally exited stage left. I said, 3 seasons in a row. And I've been with them. I've been with Potomac just like I've been with Married to Medicine from the very first episode, just like I was with Real Housewives of Atlanta from the very first episode. So when I jump up and walk off from your show mid-season, shit ain't shit. And I have no problem with saying it. And I feel qualified in saying so. If I get up and walk out on any of them shows and I've been there from the very beginning, because it ain't shit. Because it ain't shit. And I'll come back. And that's the thing. I'm attached. So I'll come back next season. When you do better, we can do this again. But if you ain't doing better, we can't do this. I ain't walked out on Married to Medicine yet. But I done walked up out of Potomac 3 seasons. So I said, girl, she just let you have it. She let you have it. And Gizelle was given, Robin did it. Robin said it. Well, I actually seen at another YouTuber's house. Her name is Really BTV. Really BTVC. She not like me, honey. Really BTV, you know, she likes to have 100% of the facts, and she likes to have visuals. You know, she likes to do that kind of stuff. And she said, she played the recording. She said, no. That was your voice, Gizelle. I said, Really BTV is a messy heifer. She messy like Bravo Andy messy. She done played the footage, roll the Bing footage. And Gizelle actually said that on Andy's. Well, roll the beautiful Bing footage. Well, girl, Andy didn't roll it, but the YouTubers did, because that's what we do. But my girl rolled that footage and she said, oh no, honey, you threw Robin under the bus for no reason. That was your voice, dear, that said the statement about the girls over there with the doctor's coats on. I said, Happy Martin Luther King Day. I have a dream that one day, ladies from other shows with green eyes and blonde hair won't get on their show, talk shit about the other ladies on the other show, and then when they get brought back to their face, honey, they close their green eyes and backpedal and pussy pop, honey. I said, this is a mess. This is a mess. I said, Oh, okay. So listen. Poor Jizzy. You didn't raise to the occasion. You look foolish. You look like a punk. You look like a complete punk. And literally, she gave it to you on site. Like, I can't say nothing. I'm one, I operate like that. I'm an old nasty piece of January Capricorn. And I do operate that way. I will hold some shit. I don't snap out every time something happens right when it happens. Because sometimes right when it happened, it ain't even necessary to snap out. But when I do get to the point of snapping out, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And it's gonna be all to the benefit of me when I get you. It's gonna be the best time for me. It's gonna be very calculated. I don't be making mistakes. I literally, when I come for you, trust me, you've been come for. I don't believe in swinging on people and missing. That's embarrassing. So I just seen it and I was like, oh, good job, Quad. But it was so good to see regular Quad, regular old nasty. You know, nice. That because she kept saying, oh yeah, girl. And I knew it was gonna be some shit. Because the first thing she said was, now, Miss Gizelle, girl, I love you down. I said, here she go with this drag queen shit. I knew right then we was going straight on to the rainbow. I said, come on with it, Quad. I said, girl, where you find the real Quad at, honey? Come on in here. I said, girl, Miss Gizelle, girl, I love you down. I said, that's the beginning of the end, bitch. I love you down, girl. How many times have I heard that? And then the next thing you hear is a boatload of bitch. She got her. So that was real interesting last night. Now let's go to the show. In the show, the girls were over there at Angel's house. They're having dinner over at Angel's new house. It was Quad, Heavenly, and Mimi. Okay. Then the other girls were out at some lunch somewhere random. And that was the rest. Toya is actually being discussed, okay? Because Toya's behavior has been, listen, I've talked about it. Toya's behavior, Toya is on Team Toya, period. Do I really have any issues with Toya's behavior? Not really so much. It just kind of is what it is. And I think I've actually settled into, I just believe Toya don't like none of these hoes. Period. She done called y'all all bitches in your presence. She ain't had it. She said it in you all's presence. You know, the treatment that she's been giving you all has been less than stellar. I mean, she doesn't even move like she likes these ladies. She don't even pretend. She don't pretend. She just gives them the blues. And I'm like, okay. So now you got the new girls. You got Angel. Angel didn't like what happened at the last meeting where Toya outed her in front of the dude. I talked about that last week. That was a whole big mess. She just outed her, put her in a position. She didn't like that. Mimi is speaking upon the separation in the group. We got Group A and Group B, and it's very evident that we got Group A and Group B. Mimi is speaking about it and saying how she basically is telling Brandy, like she's wanting to bring Brandy on board to let her know, you really got to be careful because you're new here with who you are aligning yourself with, meaning Toya. You know, the Toya and Heavenly thing, it just kind of is what it is. I don't know, okay? So that was that. Over at the little random lunch, she literally, and look at y'all in this chat. Y'all are, concentrate on what we concentrating on. Okay? Are you a retired drag queen? What the hell is a retired drag queen? I still got 2 arms and 2 legs, bitch. So how am I retired? Long as I got 2 arms and 2 legs, that means I can wear nails and heels. So yes, I'm a drag queen. No, I ain't retired, whore. Pay attention to what we doing. Stick on topic. Now, if you're going to troll on topic. Don't come in asking dumb questions, because if you want attention I have. I'll give you some attention, but I must, hold on, let's put a pen in it. Let's do what we do. Let me put a pen in it. Let me introduce myself. My name is SpillitBoyTV. Okay? And I know you've seen that when you click this. It says SpillitBoyTV, and he's going to be talking about something. I'm the only goddamn star here. Do you understand that, bitch? I'm the only star. So when it's all about trying to come on and you want to try to derail the conversation, I don't even have a problem with you derailing the conversation, because even in you derailing and trolling, I will still remain the star, because I'm that type of bitch. Okay? So I don't mind putting the show on hold to give you a little attention, because you can be the person that I give the attention to. I don't have a problem with that. I'll share my spotlight, but you'll walk out of here limping. Okay? So if you didn't know, now you know. I'm SpillitBoyTV. Don't come in there with no old foolishness. Are you gay? Bitch, what do you think? Don't you hear all these S's, and don't you see all this and all stupid questions? Derailing the conversation will always, never play in your favor. Do you understand? Okay, so again, now my name is SpillitBoyTV. It doesn't matter what your name is. Bitch, sit there and listen. Now let's move on. Okay, so now Toya, literally, she knew that she was blowing up Angel's spot, and she was cool with it. She really was. She was cool with the fact that she was blowing up her spot, and they were like, that ain't cool. Even Contessa, and wait a minute, Contessa, I'm going to get to you in a minute. Contessa, girl, do you think that you're really qualified to always want to be the voice of reason now? Because now I'm noticing with Contessa, everything is cheap and everything's beneath her, and everything seems so silly and so trivial. When did you become so highbrow? When did you become so highbrow, Contessa? Never. Never. You were never that girl. And you're still not. And you're still not. You're not that girl like that. Like, I've been noticing it a lot. You're not that girl. Like, we still be laughing at you on the slide, Contessa. We be laughing at your outfits. We be laughing at your wig choices. Now, I have to say, I'm gonna give you some grace here, because you always have the wrong outfit for the wrong occasion. And I'm one who I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed any day. Any day. But girl, you be all out of sorts. There's one thing to be overdressed or underdressed. You be out of sorts. You be in a costume. Like, no, girl. Like, everybody else is in a sundress. You gonna show up in a beaded fringe two-piece. Like you get ready to do a Tina Turner number. Girl, it just be some disjointed boo shit that you be giving. But I'm kind of noticing that. Girl, bring it down a notch. Oh, well, this party, I mean, my husband, this is not a party. This is just a dinner. Like, all that shit is kind of off-putting. It really ain't cute, and it's not a nice look, and it don't look nice on you. It doesn't. If Karen, old drunken-ass Karen from over at Real Housewives of Potomac, the not-so-grand dame, if she pulled them stunts, we would accept it, because she used to be the grand dame. Not so much now. I mean, now we'd be like, drunk bitch, sit down. But that persona doesn't look good on you, Contessa. So do what you will with that. You can't be this when the girls are laughing at you when you enter the door. It's not. It's not. It's just not. Anyway, so Contessa, all the girls basically was like, no, that's not the way to do that. But Contessa is now getting ready to do the girls trip. She wants to do the girls trip. And I said, oh shit. What does this Gary look like, honey? Where are we going? See, because I'm nervous. I'm nervous, and I'm trembling, waiting on Contessa to come in because Contessa will be and had them all dressed up like extras from the best little whorehouse in Texas, and they'll all be going to church. You know, you just never know with Tessa. She be tripping. But anyway, moving right along. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. That was pretty. That was pretty little, what that little thing was. That was cute. Thank you. Heavenly, now she on here, she's doing her little thing where she's running for state representative. Now in real time, she's actually running for Congress. A seat in Congress. Okay. So her little state representative thing, this was her first little situation. And me personally, they were talking about this ain't the way to kick off a campaign. I completely disagree. Especially something that's like state representative, something that's so like it's personal. It's at a lower scale. I personally think that it's perfect to meet the people where they are. That I thought it was perfect. I thought it was attainable. I thought it was relatable. I thought it was very much getting to know the people and not coming in because, first of all, she's already a celebrity. She's already a celebrity. She's not a political celebrity, but she's already a celebrity. She's a doctor in Atlanta. She's a black female doctor. That has its own celebrity status as it is. And then she's on reality television and has been for many seasons. And she's all over social media. She is already a celebrity in her own right. I love the fact that she actually downplayed all of that and met the people where she pulled up because she could. Heavenly got money. Heavenly has money. Like, she got money. She got money. She could have rented a room at the Ritz-Carlton and had the people come in, and she could have really, Quad is her campaign manager. Quad got money. They could have really overdid it, like they do everything else, but it wasn't the time for that. It wasn't the time for that. Quad is a sorority girl. Quad knows what she's doing. She knows what things should look like. She knows when to. She knows how to. Now, whether she take it over the top, she know. She know how to scale it back when she need to. Y'all don't remember in the earlier seasons on when we seen Quad on her job. Remember when Quad had a job? While y'all be talking all that shit? Remember when she had a job and they actually filmed her going into doctors' offices when she used to actually she was a sales girl. And they filmed her. People seem to have forgotten. And she was dressed the part. She wasn't all overdone and dragged out and all that makeup and all that hair. No, she went in there as a businesswoman and did her thing. Even when she started doing her stuff for like her puppy line and all of that, she scaled Miss Quad all the way back and she was Mrs. Webb Lunsford. She knows what she's doing. I thought that what Heavenly did was perfect. Me personally. That's how I would respond. I don't need nobody all glammed up, already of celebrity status, telling me about what they're going to do for me in the neighborhood. Because generally, what a celebrity is going to do in the neighborhood is ignore your ass. And it's about numbers. And I thought she really put that to bed with what she did. I thought it was cool. I really, really did. Toya was nasty and sideways and shady and shouldn't have been there. Because if you feel like that, why are you here? You're not an asset. You're a liability at this point. You're a liability. You come in here killing the vibe, running votes off, which was what you was trying to do. You want to make people understand that you ain't on board. So no, you don't need to be here. And Brandy, you shady. And you came in with whatever that was you had going on. Whatever that was. Contessa, you were shady, coming in there asking about Quad's credentials. And guess what? If the real Quad shows up at that reunion, you may have to answer to that. You may be watching this in the same time as us seeing these little things. You may have to actually answer to that. That was shady. It was shady. And then then you tried to clean it up a little bit. And I was like, no, we caught your shade, girl. We caught your shade. We did. We caught your shade. Yeah, because she kind of threw it off like with Quad being your campaign manager, girl, we got to know that you're serious. So you basically saying that Quad ain't serious. Like Quad ain't got good sense. She don't know when to tone down. Okay, cool. Cool. Whatever. So moving right along. So Brandy has her little conversation with Mimi. She had her little conversation with Mimi. I said, ooh. And she basically was trying to tell her, and Brandy just came out of a bag on her. I don't need to be psychoanalyzed by you. I didn't ask you for I was like, whoa. Like, y'all came in, like y'all was kind of cool, but y'all came in like y'all was cool. And now you literally, it's like you've taken sides and Mimi ain't on your side. So you was like ready to give her, like you wanted to smoke. And I was like, and at the same time, you were being divisive. You were being divisive because that wasn't Mimi's energy at first. And you were bringing all that energy. That was some of that Toya shit. That was some of that Toya shit. See, Miss Brandy, I personally think that you were trying to be disruptive. Just like Toya, speaking out loud. Speaking out loud. See, that old speaking out loud shit is only looked at and excused down to the church house. That's the only time that people, and it don't really need to be excused all the time down at the church house, because sometimes people in the church need to shut the fuck up too. Yes, Pastor, yeah. The only people we need to be projecting their voice in church is the choir. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It gets so extra sometimes at the church. You know, there's times when people will be doing that and it will be over top of you can't even hear the pastor. You be wanting to elbow them in the mouth or hit them in the back of their head with a hymn. Shut up. And that's how I kind of seen that. I felt like you were being disruptive on purpose. It just seemed a little extra, a little performative to me. I ain't like it. But I'm kind of seeing what you putting down, Miss Brandy. I don't know. I don't know. Miss Brandy, you be doing the most. You doing the most. You got this little thing going on. And the thing is, Brandy, let me grab Brandy real fast. Girl, when you first came in, didn't Jackie fuck you up? So, listen, if Madame Jackie grabbed you in your throat right in the beginning and made you feel some kind of way, once they actually set out to get you, how do you think that's going to play out? Huh? Don't you know that Heavenly will string you up, girl? If Heavenly cut out on you, Brandy, because we seen your eyebrows touch. Some things that got said, girl, your eyebrows damn near touch. Girl, Heavenly will eat you, Miss Thing. She will eat you. Rub her up the road. She will eat you. And you need know. I told y'all, if the real Quad show up, girl, just hold on, honey. Just hold on to your purse. Anyway, moving right along. Jackie and Simone had a sit down. Okay, so we are where we are with the whole Simone and Cecil thing. Simone's ready to go. Flat out. It just kind of is what it is. I ain't going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Simone is at this little change of life place. She's at a change of life place. And I'm not talking about her female, reproductive organs or any of that stuff. None of her female stuff. Just as a woman in general who is tired of a relationship that ain't going nowhere. Hello. Let me say that for the hollering ass ones in the back of the church. For a woman who's in a relationship that doesn't seem to be going anywhere, and now everything is coming forth, and it's like you're looking at it again, and she got resentments. And the resentment goes all the way back to the day that Cecil walked his ass off his job trying to be a self-made millionaire at her expense. I always knew that was an issue. I always knew that was an issue. I was like, please let whatever this is this man is doing work out so that they don't fall out. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. And it's been the pink elephant in the room. And now the boys have grown, and now the boys got whatever their issues are, and it's all just piled up. And I see it. I see it. And is she wrong? Not really. You ain't never wrong for how you feel. You're never wrong for how you feel. And sometimes you're just done. Now, I would hate to see them. I would hate to see them separate out. But it seemed like they may not be able to catch it this time. Because basically what happened from where I'm sitting, it looked like basically what happened last time is all they did was put a Band-Aid on it. And the Band-Aid has lasted for quite a few years. For quite a few years. They actually bought the good ones. They didn't buy those ones from the dollar store. They were good Band-Aids, but still wears out. Still wears out. And I think they've gotten to the place where the steel has actually worn out. And it's like little things pile on top of things, and then it just becomes bigger things. And it's, again, go all the way back. You walked off your job. She ain't appreciate that shit, and she probably wasn't on board, and she just tried to support you. So that's all a big old mess. That's a big mess. And that's kind of where I feel like, and she's, again, changing life. She don't even want to be an OB doctor anymore. She just wants to do gynae. She don't want to do, she just doing GY, and she don't even want to deliver babies no more. And again, she like, I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to work that hard no more. Jackie like working that hard. Shit, Jackie don't want to sit down with Curtis's ass. Jackie do not want to sit down with Curtis, because if she sit down with Curtis too long, she might look at him and realize that she resents some things. And moving right along, moving on. Let me go on over here to Angel. Angel had this whole little thing. She got Life Angels, which is a line of scrubs. Okay. She's having this event. It's a natural. Angel's over the top too. Yeah, her quite good Judy's. So it's really being set up like a whole fashion. Like, it was cute. You know, it was cute for something over the top. Okay. So it's being set up like a whole fashion show and a fashion unveiling and all of this kind of carrying on. So I'm like, okay, cool. Why folks come in there and decide they want to start trying to debrief Heavenly's speech and all of this, and given, well, this is practice. And I'm looking and I'm like, Simone, stop. This is practice. She's going to have to learn. Okay, so, but who said that she wants y'all to be her coaches? Like, again, y'all are being divisive. And it's like, okay, whatever. It just was weird. It wasn't the time or the place. It really wasn't. And then Group A, Group B, it was so evident that there was Group A and Group B there. And then that's when it just became a shit show. Angel came out in this silver dress, and I just kind of laughed at it because I said, you know, Angel and Quad are friends. And I think that's how Angel came into the show, as the friend of Quad. And you could tell Quad is just as tickled. She just tickled with Angel and how she did, you know, she was tickled. It was like this whole little sister vibe. It really put me in mind of the her and Mariah thing in the beginning, in the very beginning. That's how she was looking at it, like, oh yeah, look at my little sister. She done tore this up. That's the vibe that I get from Angel and Quad. Is it interesting enough to hold me into a whole storyline with them? No, because I'm not really crazy about Angel. I'm not. She's pretty. She ain't that interesting to me. I think she's probably better over there at basketball wise where she came from. She gives me Portia tease. Like that's what she reminds me of. Like Portia. Like you could be interesting. You're fine to have on screen. You're gonna give us a good outfit. You know? Yoda said James Quad was Mariah's stepsister. Quad was Mariah's puppy. I said it. That's what she was brought. But that's enough. See, you know, I guess the argument started with that. I felt that way from the beginning. They felt Quad and Mariah's thing, she was like a big sister to her. That was what the relationship was in Quad's mind. But once they got here, she ended up seeing, like we saw, because I saw it from the very first episode, she was her puppy. She just didn't have a leash on her. But she was her puppy. Period. That's the way I've looked at it. That's the way I've always felt about it. And it fell apart because it was supposed to fall apart. It was supposed to fall apart. People bring all types of little elements. Anytime somebody comes and they're narcissistic and they bring a gimmick and the gimmick becomes the thing that the people love, they be pissed off. And that's what happened. I said it from the beginning and I still feel like that today. Never at no time did she ever think that Quad was going to be the breakout star. But she was. And she still is. And she still is. But she was brought in as a Pomeranian. Moving on. Okay, so Angel decided to say something to Toya about their little situation and then says, you know what? We're going to talk about it at another time. And Toya's like, so why'd you bring it up? Which was true. Which was true. And I think that she actually wanted to have a little moment. I think Angel wanted to create a little moment, but I think she was trying to control the narrative. She wanted to put it out there that I got a problem with you. I got a problem with you. And I had a problem with what you did. But we're not going to fuck up my situation. We're going to mess up something else. And Toya is on go. So Toya like, no, ho, let's talk about it now. See, you know, Toya don't mind fighting at an event. She'll fight. She'll fight. And all of that. She'll do all them things. You know? And I think that, Angel, you got it started, but you thought you was going to control the narrative. Toya not controllable. Even Eugene can't control Toya. You never know what's going to go on with Toya. So that was that thing. I'm like, okay, so that was silly. Why bring it up now? But just bring it up when you're ready. Like Quad did Gizelle. Moving on. So then Quad decided to jump into Simone's ass about that whole VIN number situation. And that's when I said, okay, so we done crying. We done crying. And Quad, now I got to give you a little taste. I got to give you a little taste. Because you was real about it with Simone. But you really wanted to give that to King, though, right? You really mad as hell at King. So Simone kind of caught it. But Simone, I don't feel sorry for you because girl doxing is not cool. And you are really sitting around acting like you doxing these people is, well, it ain't no big deal. It is a big deal. It's a big deal because it ain't none of your damn business. If there's something that I have not shared with you, that meant that either I didn't feel comfortable sharing it with you or I didn't feel the need for you to know that part. And for you to go behind my back and digging into my personal shit, it ain't cool. It ain't cool. Why would she be mad at King? Why wouldn't she be mad at King? Why would she not be mad at King? Have you been watching the show? Why wouldn't she be mad at King? She 3 rounds into IVF and he acted like he ain't wanted to do it and whatever, right, wrong, or indifferent. Why wouldn't she be mad with King? That relationship is topsy-turvy. Why would she not have some angst toward King? No problem. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm live. So we can interact. No problem. But that's where that gears from. I think she's mad and disappointed. Very disappointed. I got mad at her for sitting around being disappointed. The hell with him. Kick his ass to the curb. Because, shit. Do what you do to him, what you did to Gregory. Moving on, child. Keep him to the side. Okay, so they got to going through that. Then they screaming, and Simone's like, girl, you live well, but you live with a lot of debt. That just really told me you really been doxing these girls. Like, for real, Simone? Like, you bored. You bored. You're down here all into their finances like that, Simone? Not cool. Not cool. Why? Why? That means you somewhere stacking. You trying to stack information. You playing that game. You playing the reality TV show game on a different type of level. So, girl, you get what you get. You get what you get. They're gonna start eating you up. And Quad was going. It was going get ready to go on down. So then Simone gets mad with Heavenly. I thought it was a shit show. Because Heavenly, she mad that Heavenly told Quad that she been doxing her. She was saying, I ain't taking no picture with you. Don't touch me. Well, I understood that too. But remember, you and Heavenly ain't friends. You and Heavenly fought forever over Jackie. Y'all was in a throuple. And y'all was fighting over Jackie. And Curtis won. Remember? So I just laughed at that. I was like, that's a whole big mess. Contessa, she run around just trying to make sure everybody, are you still gonna come to the girl trip? You still gonna come to the girl trip? They all wanted her to shut up. Now I'll give you this, Contessa. Your look, your confessional look, best look you've pulled in 3-4 seasons. That you actually looked nice. You had a nice wig on. Your makeup wasn't bad. Now, again, you're in your scrubs with your titties hanging all out. Again, out of place, out of pocket. Out of pocket. Even with the scrubs line, wasn't no titties hanging out. You had your titties hanging out. And your doctor's gear. What you selling? And you ain't no titty doctor. You ain't, girl, stop it. Anyway, but that's like I have to say the best look. Like the wig, the color, the little flip hairdo, all that worked. That worked. I said, come on, groove is in the hunt. Come on, Contessa. But that was a good look for you. They all was, it was just like little argument after little argument and everything was going down. Angel was mortified. Mortified. And then she ends up going back and forth with Simone because she's telling Simone, you're supposed to be better than this. This, that, and the other. I was like, you can get cussed out in about 5, 4, 3. And Simone was like, don't come over here telling me shit until you go tell Quad. I said, fair enough. Because Quad was screaming and hollering and acting a damn fool too. But that's, again, y'all done partied on sides. And when Simone told her, she said, I don't care nothing about not being invited to none of your events. I don't give a damn. I said, I know that's right. I know I wish a young bitch would threaten me with not inviting me to your event. Girl, do you know who I am? I'll throw an event myself. You just got here. Pull a Real Housewives of Potomac, throw an event on the same day as your event and see who show up. Like, don't play that game. That was a mess. That was a mess. But that's kind of where we ended out at. It was a melee. It had turned into like a melee and a hot mess. A hot mess. And I'm laughing at Angel because actually you started that melee energy. You actually did start that yourself, sweetie. When you said what you said to Toya, that opened the door. It really did. It opened the door like, shit, if she getting off, I'm getting off. Because Quad really took your lead and went right on in. I was like, ooh. So it was what it was. But like I said, it was good to see the old Quad back, honey, getting down in the streets, honey, and threw her purse down and carried on. So I ain't so worried. Now you need to get on back over there and handle King. I think I'm ready for him to go. I think I'm ready for him to go. Anyway, listen. That's it. I ain't got no more. I didn't talk long enough. I haven't talked as long as the damn show is. Anyway, I love y'all for real. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to you all. I hope y'all did something good. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you do not, see, because Martin Luther King actually gave us the okay to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, go get you one. It's not too late. It's not too late. Go get you one and work on it. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.